Hi everyone, welcome back. Hope everyone had a great weekend. It's Monday. Markets were up today. Bitcoin and Ethereum were down. Miners were a little bit mixed. Most of them were down, some were up, but we'll take a look at what's going on in the markets. Bitcoin, Ethereum. We'll also take a look at the miners, obviously, see what's going on there. And we do have a story from Soluna about their 2 million capital raise. We'll talk about it. Is it actually enough for them? And we'll take a look at their Q2 report as far as how under they are. But we'll take a look at that. And as always, you guys know the drill here. Invested in following coins and companies, not financial advice, for entertainment only. Do your own research. And if you guys enjoy this type of content, hit the like button, subscribe, notification bell. Helps me out tremendously. And let's get into the markets here really quick. So the S&P 500 was up 1.19% today to 3,797. Dow Jones was up 1.34% to 31,499. The NASDAQ was up 1.06% to 11,430. And Bitcoin was actually down today. So it's down 1.1% right now to 19,355. I talked about it in yesterday's video that I think Bitcoin's going to be going down a little bit more. And we've been battling with this 19,500 mark for a while now. It's just not looking that great right now. There is some good news, though, at least in the 1 hour chart. We are seeing a little bit of a reversal trend as far as looking a little bit more bullish. So if we look at the RSI here, we can see the peaks on it, which we were right around 19,394. And if we go back just till yesterday, about 9 o'clock in the morning, we were obviously much lower on price. We were at 19,184. So we do have price appreciation while the RSI has been obviously went way up and then it kind of came back down a little bit, evened out. So that to me is looking at least short term a little bit bullish. We may see a retest of the 19,500 and then we'll see where we go from there. Ethereum was down 1.39% to 1,345. On the 1 hour chart, it is looking the same. It's trended, reversed a little bit here. It's looking a little bit more bullish. Price has gone up from 1,311 to now up to this point was 1,350. So not a huge change, but it was obviously $40 and change roughly that it went up while the RSI is the same. So short term looking bullish, long term still unknown, still unclear. All right, let's take a look at the miners here really quick. ANY was up 0.78% to 43 cents. Argo was down 2.73% to 14 cents. Bit Digital was down 2.86% to $1.02. Bitfarms was down 0.33 to 94 cents. CleanSpark was flat on the day. It was much lower earlier on and then bounced back up. It was actually a little bit positive and then came back down to even out at 292. Corz continues its slide down 9.57% to 88 cents. Obviously, the news from last week that Celsius is not paying them for their services and that they're obviously going to court with them on this wasn't a good report for them. So they obviously are falling because of that, I think. DigiHost, 13.19% to the upside at 59 cents, almost 60 cents. DMG was down 0.59% to 16 cents. Greenidge was down 5.43% to 99 cents. Hive was up 0.32% to $3.13. Hut 8 was up 2.06% to $1.98. And it looks like Hut, let's take a look at the daily chart here. Yeah, it's been bouncing a little bit here, not too much. But we're still off our lows back in June, so that's at least a good sign for Hut there. Iris Energy was down 3.64% to $2.91. Luxfolio was down 15.28% to 4 cents. They've really been beaten down here. If we look at the chart on it, you can see it's been falling pretty hard here, especially from back in, what was that, November of last year. It's just continued to fall from about $1 down to 4 cents. So it's down 95% or so from where it was, along with obviously all the other miners. Marathon was up today 10.26% to $12.90. Mawson was up 8.37% to 44 cents. Riot was up 3.77% to $6.05. And Soluna was down 33% today, obviously on the news that came out we'll talk about. So it's down $1.20. Shareholders obviously didn't like that news that they were diluting, but they didn't dilute a lot, which I'm surprised. And maybe that's the reason why shareholders were taken aback by it and obviously dumped the price on it. Stronghold was down 0.91% to 84 cents. All right. So this is all the miners. Let's take a look at the network hash rate really quick. And the network hash rate has come down a little bit here, not too much. It's at 258 million right now, almost 259. And this is on the 7-day average line. We've obviously peaked here at 266, and we've been coming back down a little bit. Could be that the miners are obviously, with electricity prices going up, some might be shutting down, not shutting down completely, but just shutting down their miners at peak times, so that might be affecting it also. Some of the other small time miners that were at 8-9 cents are now starting to become unprofitable. They might be shutting down as well for the time being, so that's obviously having maybe a little bit of effect on the network hash rate as well. Then let's take a look at Bitcoin halving clock. We're 513 days away, so each day we're getting closer to it. It'll be nice to, once we see like 365, then we know we're less than a year away. Right now we're still a little bit over that, about a year and a half. So we'll keep an eye on that one as well, see how that one progresses. And then let's take a look at Soluna here. So Soluna Holdings announces pricing of 2 million underwritten public offering of common stock. So they're only obviously getting 2 million, diluting some shares here. And so today announced the pricing of its previously announced underwritten public offering of 1,388,889 shares of its common stock at a price to the public of $1.44 per share. Obviously, it's below that now. It is at, that's not the one, this one. It is at $1.20 now, so 33% down from where it was. The company will also issue to Soluna SLC Fund 1 Projects Holdco LLC or Spring Lane an aggregate of 593,065 shares of common stock to Spring Lane upon conversion of the outstanding promissory note with an aggregate principal amount of $850,000 and accrued and unpaid interest therein held by Spring Lane at the same price per share as a public offering price per share set forth above, so $1.44. Now, what is this all going to be used for? The same thing that they said before. Soluna expects to use the net proceeds of the offering for acquisition. I don't know who they're going to buy out for $2 million. Development and growth of data centers. Okay, you could do that, including cryptocurrency mining processors. So at $2 million, what would that calculate to? $2 million divided by two, let's just say $2,500 per miner if they can get them that cheap. You're looking at 800 miners right now. So not a lot. You could get at least, what would that equate to? 80 petahash, I think, if my math is right in my head. 80 or 800 petahash. I think it's more like 80. Let me see here. Data storage, electrical infrastructure, software, real property, and business, including but not limited to its development site in Texas, and for general corporate purposes. General corporate purposes may include working capital and capital expenditures. So I think this is more of like a stopgap for them than anything else, just to kind of get them through this bear market possibly for the next couple of months. I don't see them using that to buy a lot. I could be wrong on this. They could obviously prove me wrong on this, but I think it's mostly just to keep the lights on and keep the business going for at least another 3 to 6 months, and hoping that Bitcoin price obviously rebounds a little bit. But if we look at their operations here on our chart that we have here, this is from Q2 numbers. We're looking at Soluna down here. They have total current assets of 17.5 million, total current liabilities was 27 million. So the current ratio was 0.64, which obviously isn't good. And this obviously does not help them out. The 2 million basically, that just reduces it by 2 million possibly. So that's not really helping them out either. Total liabilities is 41.3 million. So obviously a lot higher than that. And we can see here that current assets minus total liabilities, they're in the hole, 23.7 million roughly, 23.8 if you want to round it up, million in the hole. So the 2 million really doesn't do anything. When the story came out last week, I was expecting them to actually, maybe pull out 50 to 100 million or something like that. They don't have a lot of shares out. They only have 23 million shares outstanding currently, and they're only adding another 1 million shares to it, so it isn't too bad. So I was thinking they're going to, maybe dilute by at least, another 20 million or shares or something like that, depending on what they wanted to accomplish. But the 2 million, I think, is just mostly going to be used as a stopgap for the next 3 to 6 months to get them through this Bitcoin winter, bear winter, whatever you want to call it, bear market. And hopefully they can come out on the other side a little bit better with Bitcoin price possibly going up by that time. But we'll have to see if that happens. Now looking at their production here, let me see here. We can probably see it over here as well. Let's scroll over here. Oh, and I didn't do it, so let's see if I can get this done really quick. I'll hide all the columns. Okay, so Soluna here as their Bitcoin production has been getting better each month for the most part. They did have little dips here and there, but for the most part, it has been growing to the plus side, which is good. We're still waiting, obviously, on their results for September, so that'll be a little bit more telling there. And this is for the production hash rate growth. Let's take a look at this really quick as well. Let me unhide the columns here. Soluna, there is. They started out 364 petahash at the beginning of the year. They got to 613, down a little bit here in August. So we're waiting on September numbers for them. But they have grown quite nicely for their size. So we'll have to see what happens. Like I said, I think it's just a stopgap just to get them through this winter and possibly get, with Bitcoin possibly being up in this next 6 months, possibly, we don't know. But that's maybe what I'm thinking is they're thinking of, just to get them through. And then once Bitcoin obviously starts going back up, they can start using some of that revenue from their mining, from the Bitcoin, and to pay off some of the debt. That's kind of my thinking there. But like I said, I could be wrong. Let me know what you guys think of this. This is obviously a pretty short video. Not much going on in the news otherwise. Something else that I'm working on is another video that's possibly going to go out today. We'll see if I get this done. But it's basically going to be explaining why I'm basically done with Bitcoin mining. I've been doing it for 5 years, so that'll be coming out. I'll explain exactly why we're done and what I've learned from the process in those 5 years. So that'll be coming out. And if you enjoy the content, hit the like button, subscribe, helps me out. Spreadsheet is always available to my Patreon members. Thank you to everyone there for their continued support. Love you all for watching. Have a great night. I'll see you guys in the next one.